Hello, YouTube! My name is Scott, and I just got around to watching Cobra Kai. Season 3, Episode 6 is called King Cobra. And you do get a lot of good balance between character development, flashbacks, and actually very little action. There's a lot more sort of underhanded stuff going on here. Extremely underhanded. It's not really the main story, but it starts off with Johnny getting a Facebook message from Allie. And he reads the whole thing in a voiceover and tries to decide what he's going to send back to her, but at the same time, he's still trying to get Miguel, to regain use of his legs. He's got this whole contraption set up in his apartment where, Miguel's in a harness and he's, pulling him up out of the wheelchair to see if he can stand. And while that's going on, not particularly successfully, Miguel realized that Johnny really needs help with his social media game. Because again, I can't remember exactly what year this is. I think 2019 at this point. Well, yeah. And of course, Johnny doesn't really know how to use Facebook. So his great idea to help him reconnect with Allie is to get pictures of him doing some of the same things that she's doing, which is ridiculous. And Miguel calls him out on it. And, tells him that, he shouldn't have been quitting this entire time. He's a sensei. That's what he should be doing. He helped a bunch of kids and then basically got scared and ran away. And in the midst of it, Miguel doesn't even realize he's standing on his own. And I'm guessing we're going to be able to look forward to more of that. Miguel slowly walking, maybe even... Who am I kidding? He's going to learn karate again. Nothing really needs to learn it, but... And then, Johnny's whole arc ends with him writing this message, this really nice message, actually, to Allie. He's deleting all the photos that he posted and just posting ones of what he's actually been up to with Cobra Kai in the dojo. Although you have to ask yourself, in the universe, who's taking the pictures? Because it's not like he had somebody, walking around with a camera. I mean, they're clearly, shots that were taken during production. But then, because he's Johnny, and I guess he's not ready for quite that much growth yet, he deletes the whole thing and just says, "Not much, you." As you do. But the main focus on this one, well, it was Kreese. We get more flashbacks of Kreese in Vietnam, and apparently he was trained to be a Green Beret. And while he was on a mission in north of Vietnam, he didn't do what he was supposed to do, namely blow up a hut, and this resulted in him and his platoon company, his company, I guess, I don't know the terminology, being captured. And the guy that recruited him and trained him was all over him, like, "You hesitated and look what you did." This guy who was clearly the archetype that Kreese has been emulating his entire life now, by the way. What with the cigars and this thing and showing no mercy. Because he sees everything basically with blinders on. It's all about war. Now, to this effect, he went out and recruited a bunch of new students for Cobra Kai. The problem is, he obviously went looking for size and muscle and strength. Because, at least the Cobra Kai kids, they actually look like they're in high school. Most of these new recruits look like they're in their early 20s. And considerably taller. And two of them are Kyler and Brooks. Remember them? They used to bully Dimitri and Eli all the time? Well, Kreese puts everyone through their paces, deciding anybody that loses to any of these new kids is out. And that does happen. But when Brooks is up, kind of the big dude, Hawk jumps at the chance to take him out. And, he takes off his gi and you see his Hawk tattoo and you hear the Hawk screeching. And this happens every time you see it. And I start wondering if anyone is ever did anybody else hear that? But Hawk doesn't just take him down. He takes him out. He's got him down on the floor punching and punching and punching him. Even Tori kind of notices that, this is a little too much. But he gets up off the mat with blood dripping from his knuckles and spits on him. It's really too bad, because Hawk's redemption is clearly going to have to wait for a little while. So, meanwhile, Daniel and Amanda are trying to figure out what they're going to do about Kreese, right? Amanda wants to go to the police and file an emergency protection order against him. Except it turns out that Kreese already did the same thing against her, because of the whole thing where she went to the dojo and slapped him. I can only imagine what Kreese said to make himself feel better by walking into a police station and claiming that he was assaulted by a woman. Yeah, his Cobra Kai folks are really good at playing the victim when it suits them. So with nothing else, Amanda decides to go with the nuclear option. They invite Armand, the landlord of Cobra Kai, over to dinner and offer to... They want him out, obviously, of the strip mall. And Armand doesn't care because, money's money and Kreese pays his rent. And I could go off on a rant here about capitalism, but we don't have that kind of time. So the LaRussos offer to triple his rent. Armand agrees and goes over with the intent of evicting Kreese. He's got some muscle with him. But then we cut to LaRusso Auto, where Daniel and Amanda are seeming very pleased with themselves, and they get a call from Armand saying the deal is off. Why is the deal off? Because Kreese won. And he tells them it's time to be preparing for war because, again, blinders. And this is about the same time that somebody opens the door of one of the cars on the floor of LaRusso Auto, and a freaking Cobra comes out. It's terrorizing the customers, and clearly Kreese means business, and this is going far beyond just kids beating each other up. The stakes have been raised, and I'm really hoping this is where Johnny's being moved in position to take Kreese out. In fact, I'm not even going to be surprised if Daniel and Johnny do it together, because Daniel didn't just learn a whole new thing about Miyagi-Do pressure points to not use it. Those were basically Chekhov's pressure points. And I think I forgot somewhere in there where Miguel and Tori happened to run into each other. And, Tori apologized for not being around, and then blamed Miguel for going out with her to make Sam jealous. And there's a whole thing that I honestly don't care about. But anyway, that's what happened. That's what I thought. What do you think? Leave a comment down below, like the video, share it around, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Hit that bell icon for notifications when another one goes up. And until next time, I have been Scott, and this has been Just Got Around to Watching, an offshoot of opinions no one cares about. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine.